Today, Vegeta has some strong words to say about Piccolo.
Prepare yourself, Dan Saiyan.
Subscribe and hit the notification bell to help us achieve the 300k mortal plan. Every soul counts. What's up, guys? If you missed yesterday's video on the entire story for Dragon Ball Shippuden all in one video, I'm gonna leave a link to it in the description below in the top comment. It is the first time that I've ever done anything like this. I hope you guys enjoy. But today we are continuing our long-running Dragon Ball fan manga series, and that is Goku Trains Caulifla. Now, this series has so many videos in it. Like, it is at least in my top 5 longest running series on this channel, and the artist, the creator, DBZ, they just keep coming out with more and more chapters. So of course I want to go ahead and continue the story as often and as long as I can, but make sure to go ahead and give DBZ a follow for news on the new chapters that are coming out, plus awesome new art and original Dragon Ball fan mangas. But last we left off in this episode, Goku was watching the match between Caulifla and Piccolo, where Piccolo had Caulifla dead to rights in a Hell Zone grenade and special beam combo. And with this hard, difficult decision looming over Caulifla, she decides to take the Hell Zone grenade, and that way she can sidestep and have some movability when it comes to the special beam cannon. But she did not realize that after she fires her fatal shot, trying to get one off first against Piccolo, Piccolo's moves were never about the special beam cannon or the Hell Zone grenade. He was trying to knock out Caulifla as fast as possible, popping up behind her and hitting her in her blind spot, knocking her to the ground, and that is where we left off in the last chapter. Let's go ahead and continue. Vegeta finally realizes that it was always Piccolo's plan to knock Caulifla out quickly. And Kaba asks, "You mean during the Hell Zone grenade attack?" And Vegeta says no, it was far before that. It was when Caulifla and Piccolo were facing off in hand-to-hand combat. That is when Piccolo realized he needed to knock her out quickly. Piccolo realized that if he continued hand-to-hand combat with Caulifla, if he stood his ground against her, he would ultimately lose. So when Piccolo decided to go hand-to-hand with her originally, he thought that maybe Caulifla was a distance fighter, only to figure out that Caulifla's strength was in close combat, and from that moment he kept trying to push her away. But Caulifla, being the fierce combatant, hand-to-hand combatant that she was, she kept closing the gap. So essentially what Vegeta is saying is that Piccolo had no idea how Caulifla was going to fight, and he was testing her out throughout the match, trying to see any of her weak spots, if she's a long distance fighter, if she's a short distance fighter, or is she a mix of the two, only to quickly realize that not only was she a deadly first contact close combatant, but at the same time she wasn't going to let up any room because she had a weakness when it came to distance fighting, something that Piccolo excelled at. Goku jumps in and says that Piccolo was developing a strategy, essentially trying to entrap Caulifla for the future, and as they were fighting hand to hand, he kept shooting beams at her, trying to keep her at her distance, but knowing that she would easily dodge them. But he was setting up a minefield for his special attack Hell Zone grenade, ultimately leading to him pushing her back, getting her entangled, and setting her up in the middle of his attack. So even Goku knew a little bit more about Piccolo's strategy, and now that he saw how it all played out, essentially Piccolo's strategy worked exactly how he laid it out, but he didn't get the last bit, because if you remember in the last chapter, Piccolo hit Caulifla, but her reaction speed was so quick that she was able to block the hit, so that way it did damage, but it didn't knock her out. Piccolo tells Caulifla that she did good, but Caulifla cuts him off and says, "Weren't you afraid that I was going to be able to dodge not only the special beam cannon and the Hell Zone grenade at the same time if I was stronger?" And Piccolo says, well, if you were able to do that, then you would have done that. And because you didn't, you are obviously not at that level yet. So I've gauged how strong you are at this moment. And although you are a powerful Super Saiyan 2, you're not beyond my abilities to hit. Piccolo continues and says that he knew exactly where she was going to move because he was aiming his Hellzone grenade balls at a precise spot on her body, pushing her in a direction to avoid, and that way he would know exactly which direction she was going to go. And that is how his whole plan came together, because he knew exactly where she was, and his surprise attack took her especially by surprise because he knew where she was throughout the entire smoke. But her reaction speed was something that Piccolo not only didn't calculate that she would be reaction wise at the same level as Goku and Vegeta, but at the same time he didn't have anything to combat that. So when he tried to knock her out and she turned back around, he wasn't able to do anything else besides strike her where he had already originally intended, and that is something that didn't end up happening where she was knocked out. She just fell onto the ground and that was the end of the fight. But I would say that because she was forced to essentially hit the ground and now they're just kind of talking, I would assume that Piccolo won that fight. Piccolo says that he had gotten used to her reaction time and her intuition throughout the match, so he didn't realize that she, in a moment of about to be knocked out, was able to push her reaction time way further than it had been originally, basically to its limits, and then block his fatal blow. And even though Caulifla was able to react at the exact same time that he really didn't want her to, and he wasn't able to knock her out, he explains to Caulifla that if she was facing off against a much stronger opponent, then she would absolutely lose because she tends to go in head first, similar to Goku and to a lesser extent Vegeta, and so they are much stronger warriors and she needs to focus on other aspects of her abilities. She needs to work on her long distance, her mid-range, really think things through, setting up opponents in traps like he did. And Caulifla kind of looks down to herself thinking, and then puts her head back up with a smile and says, I surrender, I lose. I absolutely lose. And for the first time in my life, I am not upset to have lost because I've never fought another opponent that was this tactical before. I had never been outsmarted in such a way, and she gives high praise to Piccolo, which is something that I really want to see. It is true that she's lost a couple times already, but most of the time she's kind of pissed off that she did lose, especially against Gotenks. But with Piccolo, she was just so outplayed, almost like in a chess match, that she kind of is giving him the honor of, yeah, you did good. And she is completely smitten by Piccolo at this point. And of course Piccolo accepts her surrender, and Piccolo absolutely wins the fight at this point. And I like it. I like the way that it's gone. I like that Piccolo was far more strategic and tactical than Caulifla could ever hope to be. And I'm hoping that the next matches are in a very similar lean toward the strength of whatever opponent it is. I like strength and fighting and power-ups and head-to-head, but like this one, strategic. The Gotenks ones had some strategic elements to it, but he was far stronger than Caulifla and Cabba were, so you know he was always at that level. But Piccolo, he isn't as strong, but he's a lot more tactical, and he could have won if her reaction time wasn't pushed to the limit and she didn't block that attack. Caulifla calls Cabba and Kale over to learn from Mr. Piccolo. She says learn from him, he's got some choice words and he knows about tactics. You guys need to talk to this guy. And that's when Goku says, Vegeta, you okay with this? Cabba is your student. And Vegeta says Piccolo is by far one of the most powerful warriors on this planet, and in himself he is also a master. So Cabba would be smart to learn anything that he can from the Namekian. And these words, this praise from Vegeta, I just want to see Vegeta and Piccolo fight at some point. They've never fought at all, and it's crazy to think about, but they never have. So I would love to see something like that in the future. But this sort of statement blunt statement shocks Goku a little bit. He's like, wow, you think Piccolo's a master? Goku says, I never thought you felt that way. And that is the end of today's chapter. Tomorrow I will have a new chapter of Goku Trains Caulifla. Make sure you guys stay here, 6 p.m. Eastern US time. Let's go ahead and see who won hashtag End of Video Squad. The winner of today's hashtag End of Video Squad, the soul that decided to stay till the very end of my previous video and drop hashtag End of Video Squad on their comment, is going to be Linda Seal. Wow, thanks for posting this. It was a great Christmas gift. Merry Christmas to the entire family. Merry Christmas to you, Linda. Merry Christmas to all of you guys. You guys are the motherfucking squad and made my year 2020 better than it could possibly have ever been. Thank you guys so much. This is going to be Blackscape signing off. Take care, guys.
Subscribe for more content. Or perish.